Today in this video we will discuss about natural selections and type of natural selections. So before going to details, let us discuss about a very basic example of natural selections. So here we can see a group of frog sitting on a bag which differs in their color trait. Some of them are dark color while some of them are light. Each of them belongs to same species and they can breed with each other and can pass their genetic informations to their offspring. So along with this frog in this particular habitat, predators also exist. Now just because the darker one gets camouflaged by these dark wax while the lighter ones didn't get, the predators will easily find them and prey upon them, and as a result of which the dark ones will survive. They will enjoy this survival and also the fitness in biological terms usually means the reproductive success. So with time this frequency of dark colored frog will increase. Okay, and initially we can see that there is a mixture of both light and dark colored frog were present in that particular habitat, but because of selection pressures, in this case which was predator, the light colored frogs got decreased while the dark colored gets increased in frequency, as a result of which natural selection occurred because of that particular selection process, and which leads to your evolutions. Okay, so natural selection is a process of eliminations. Individuals that are adapted based to a particular environment will be the one that will survive to breed and can pass their gene to the next generation, while the individual which do not have that particular beneficial traits will either die, excluded from the populations with or over a long period of time. So natural selection is generally the survival of the fittest. So there are various selection pressures that act such as competition for food, competition for mate, changes in the environment, predators we have already discussed, competition for food. For example, if the population is increasing and the resource is very limited, so if there are individual which are more superior, which are more strong, which are more fit, they will able to outcompete the inferior ones, and as a result of which uh, they will have greater reproductive success. So with time their population will get increased while the inferior ones at one time over a longer period of time might get eliminated from the populations. So this competition for food, this competition for mate, all this act as a selection pressure. Okay, so based upon these selection pressures, there are three different type of selections: directional selections, disruptive selections, and stabilizing selection. The directional selections is a process of natural selections which favors one extreme of the population for a particular trait. Disruptive favors both the extremes, and the stabilization only selects the average one. So let us discuss the directional selection graph. So here we can see a graph of phenotypic distribution which has two extremes, one, and this one is average one. So in case of this directional selection, individual with this particular phenotype at this extreme is selected. For example, during industrial revolution in England, the darker moths which were easily camouflaged by the dark trees survived. Okay, while the lighter ones which were easily get detected by the birds were eaten up and they do not have any reproductive success, so with times they get eliminated. So the darker moths in this case is this extreme end and they get selected, while this one, the lighter ones at this extreme end, didn't get selected and gets eliminated. Okay, so this is directional selection. Only one of the extreme is favored while the other is not. So here directional darker modes get favored. In case of stabilizing selections, individual with average phenotypes are selected. David, for example, bird that lays too many egg or too few egg have lower fitness value, because too few egg will always have a very less chance to reproduce or to contribute few individual in the next generation, while too many egg will lead to competition for food, as a result of which many chicks will die. So in this case, individual with average phenotypes are preferred. Okay. And in case of disruptive, the individual at both extremes are favored. Such kind of selections usually leads to your speciations, because two different extremes will usually contributes to two different species with different varieties. Okay, so let us consider an example in case of disruptive selection. For example, in environment with deep and shallow flower, under such environment, which usually consists of deep flower and shallow flower, the birds having short beaks can get pollen from flower, while the bird having long beaks can get pollen from flower. While the birds having medium beaks cannot get pollen from flower. So in this case, the small beaks and the small and the large beaks, both of them can survive. Okay. So these are the types of natural selections that are summarized. So directional will favor a single phenotype at one extreme. The disruptive will favor the individual at both extremes of a phenotypic range, and the stabilizing will only favor an intermediate phenotype. So directional will lift to shift towards one extreme, disruptive will lead to speciation, while stabilizing will reduce your any kind of phenotypic variation. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood. Please like and please don't forget to subscribe.